lovelies! Welcome to our Black Cat Sisterhood trunk show! Yay! And we do lots of yay and hooray on our channel. Let's pan back so you can see all the pretties. This wall in front of us has bulky, super bulky in the middle, and it's flanked by worsted yarns on either side. And then over here is the great wall of sock. All right, all of these are fingering weight of different bases. So we have, these are superwash merino, and then these are merino yak blend. Those are superwash blueface Leicester. These two rows are a merino Donegal tweed single ply blend. And below them is a non-superwash merino Peruvian highland wool blend, which is crazy soft. It is lovely. You definitely want this on your cold tootsies this winter, I tell you what. And each skein does a full pair of socks. So starting with these marled yarns down here, these marled fingering weight yarns are $25 a skein. That is it. Crazy deal. Laura Lisak, who is the dyer behind Black Cat Sisterhood, uses all food-based, non-toxic dyes, which means the colors are color fast. It's just when you wash and block them, if it's a beautiful day outside, don't dry your hand knits out in the sun because the sun will fade some of the colors. But if you dry them inside, the colors will last just fine. If you wear the pieces outside while it's sunny, they will be totally fine. So all of her labels say don't dry in the sun. So that way with the water and the sun, it won't fade your colors. But just wearing them in the sun, you will be totally fine. So let's see what we have here. On this bottom row, we have a whole bunch of this colorway. This one's called Summer Gold. And you can see some of the black and white base coming through. And these marled yarns are 40% merino wool, 40% Peruvian highland wool, 20% nylon. You get 440 yards per 100 gram hank. And these are great for socks, mittens, mitts, sweaters, shawls, whatever you want. Beaded lace, have a good time. Like, oh man, and it is so soft, beautifully, beautifully soft. Next to, and that's all of these are Summer Gold. And then I have one, only one, of Fire Glow. Here's just one. So it's sort of, you know, got a little peek of this orange. So like some woodsy colors. Think like a campfire in the woods. Next to Fire Glow, we have Korean Fur. A lot of these colorways that we're gonna see today have their roots in nature, like the colorway names. Some of them are named after trees, and some are also artist inspired, and will have like a funky artist inspired name. Then above Korean Fur, this bright one, this bad boy, this is Red Dragon. Isn't that pretty? So it's like a nice bright red with green and blue. And then next to the Red Dragon, this fun, happy one, this is Rising Sun. And the Rising Sun has this fabulous bright sunny yellow. Love it. And then next to Rising Sun, looks like we have a whole bunch, like a sweater. So it looks like we've got sweater quantity of a few of these. Sweater quantity of Red Dragon, Rising Sun, and this one here, which is Blue Spruce, which is similar to Korean Fur. The color is not quite as dark and intense, and the little splash of color here is a red as opposed to like an orange, which is what it is on the Korean Fur. But see, look, and I cannot stop telling you how soft this is. Again, I wish we had the Squish-O-Vision because you love this. And then we have also only one of Bloodwood Maple, and I love this colorway. It's sort of like this purpley red. I'm so into it. So pretty. And there's only one, like the Highlander. Next to the Bloodwood Maple is another one of my faves. You know, I've been really into these fire colors lately, but look at this, like this intense red orange. And this is Flame Amur. beautiful. Look at that. What great winter socks this would make. Perfect for marching around on clear days. Go marching around in the woods with your newly finished hand-knit socks that are super soft and squashy on your toesies. Now let's move up here. This is the Donegal Tweed blend. Look at all these colors. And the Donegal Tweed, when it's undyed, it's sort of like a gray base. So the color takes to it a little differently, and it sort of has this worn in kind of look that I really like. And also this stuff, when it knits up, it gets very soft. It doesn't immediately feel quite as soft as the marble, but when it's worked up together is just lovely. This is really good for like cardigans or like a sweater jacket, something that's not next to your skin if you're wearing it over a shirt, but if you're wearing it for socks, like woolly winter socks, it would be really good on your feet because the bottoms would felt a little bit, and which means you'd be less likely to wear in holes, which is nice. This stuff is, let's see here, there's our phone. It's a Donegal Merino blend, 415 yards per 100 grams. Let me get the phone. We'll be right back. Okay, so where were we? All right, so this is our Donegal Merino blend, and this colorway is Juniper, and it's a Donegal Merino blended. She doesn't say what the percentages are, but you do get 415 yards per 100 grams. And yes, do not dry in the sun. But this Juniper color is great, and it's got these little splotches of pink, which just make it. And if you look closely, you can see on the single ply, there's a little thick and thin action. But when it's worked up together, it comes out really nice. And then next to the Juniper, we have Eastern Redbud. So this is sort of like a minty green with some sort of like a mauve pinks. Really pretty, subtle color. And then next to Eastern Redbud is Old Blue Sprout. Take a look at that. And we will have all of these listed on our website at lovelyarns.com/Black Cat Sisterhood. This one I really like too. This one is Portuguese Laurel. And I feel like this one is all about this splash of hot pink. Like the dark blue and the hot pink. Like it's all about this part right here. That little bit of intensity. Love that. And then next to Portuguese Laurel, we have White Fir, which looks like, if you look up white fir trees on your Google, it looks very much like this. Next to White Fir, we have Dark Fire Glow. And isn't that lovely? Look at those oranges. Yes, hello. Love the orange, especially like the orange on the tweed base. And then next to the Dark Fire Glow, we have Old Copper Roof. It's got some of this washed green with blue and a little bit of washed tangerine. This looks almost like it's just the color of the fiber, which is really pretty. Let's celebrate that for a moment. Look how nice that is. And then above that one, we have Deodar Cedar. Deodar Cedar. It's cedar. And looks got like a little bit of pink, maybe accidental pink. But I love it with the aqua and some of this like earthy copper tone on here. It's really lovely. So a lot of these variegateds are going to knit up with some flashing all over, like this would be like sort of flashing all over color. These that have shorter color repeats, they like this one, this one, this one. These down here, these probably are going to do some pooling, maybe some striping, depending on how big a circumference you're working with. So you get some really interesting color effects with these yarns. It's just lovely. So fun to play. And then this, we've got Old Tin Can. which is like some rusty colors with blue and green. And she's got like a bunch of colorways to begin with the word old. And then next to it is Chinese Pistachio, and this is fun with the bright blue and green, some orange. And next to Chinese Pistachio, we have Crimson Queen. It's got some of this great bright red going on here. It looks similar to the Chinese Pistachio, but you can see if we hold it next to it, the greens are different and the Crimson Queen is missing the orange. And then we have Prairie Fire. This is a great colorway. I love this. Let's get in here. Look at those reds. Those reds and oranges. Like, how nice and woodsy is that? Kind of want to curl up in that color. So into it. And then also we have Old Cottage Door. And this comes out really pretty. It's sort of like a rainbowy one. And then finally, the last of the tweeds is we have blue hydrangea, or rather hydrangea blue, she calls it. And you think about like those blue hydrangea flowers that have just like the little bitty tips of purple on them. Perfect. And these tweeds are $28 each. So $28 for the tweeds and only $25 for the marls. That's a crazy good deal. And then over here we have some Superwash Blueface Leicester. I'm pulling this over. And Blueface Leicester are such cute sheep. They have these adorable Roman noses on their little faces, but their wool is so smushy, soft, and it takes the dye really well. So, and look, whoops, we've dropped him. Got an octopus down. Octopus is down. So Laura crocheted this teeny tiny octopus. Look how little it is, to show off how the yarn looks when it's worked up. And it looks like this little guy is made out of this colorway here, which is called Feverfew. And honestly, I think this one is my fave of the BFLs. Look at that. I love the surprise sunny yellow. I'm so into it. I really am enjoying the subtlety of these BFL colorways. Now, Blueface Leicester, because it is a longer staple length of wool, is much less likely to pill than a Merino or a Polworth. And it's so soft and you get wonderful stitch definition, and it does produce like a little gentle halo, which also is nice. So this one is Feverfew. Next to it is Lavender. And again, all of these are on our website, lovelyarns.com/Black Cat Sisterhood. So that's a lavender. And see, some of the lavender skeins have like this flash of blue on them. Like, that's just really nice. Next to the lavender, these are Echinacea. That's really pretty. I feel like she's really getting it here. Look at that color. That's just so great looking. And then next to the Echinacea is Astragalus. I practiced saying that before. I didn't just pick it up and go. Okay, here we are. Just in case you're wondering, I practiced that one. So, and I love like these just speckles of orange. These are great looking. Let's see, how does these, and you know, I always like to see how they look when they're not in the hang. Oh, and over here, so look, Laura has also taking a detour. Laura has been doing some fused glass button making, and so these are her buttons, and we have these listed on our website too. And these are $25 for each set. But aren't they pretty? And they're really smooth, and they have little metal shank backs, so under here so they don't come out. But like, aren't they nice? Look at that, like they have some heft. Like, see, look, some three-dimensionality, kind of sculptural. Into it, love it. And then she made, look at this, she made all these little crocheted bits. So she's calling these her pescatarian delights, and they're like little cat toys. So cute. These are not online, so you can email me lovelyarns@gmail.com, and I'm happy to send you pictures of like little crocheted crabs and fish and octopus. Look at that. Look at this. All these octopi. These little guys are only $8 each. Okay, so let's get down to the serious business of this yarn. Sorry, that was my finger. Okay, so this all done. Oh, look at that. Look how pretty that is. With this orange speckle. Oh, that's just delightful, isn't it? That's totally nice. Like, you want some of this. And luckily for you, it looks like we've got 4 skeins of it. You should get them all and make a sweater. Oh yeah, those are great looking. Oh, I really like these. Hello, winter, winter. All right, so next to the Astragalus is ginseng. So, which is similar, and the ginseng looks like it has more of this minty green, less of the pink, and a little bit more orange. Oh, let's see how these all look. I feel like we should take all these BFL ones apart and see how they all are. Like, look how cool that is. Oh, yeah. And these are also only $28 each. So surely you should go home with all of them. You know, you could do like one of the faded sweaters and do like a skein of each color and just like fade them in. Because like, that would be awesome. It'd just be super attractive. Let's see how this is. This is this feverfew colorway I like so bad. Oh yeah, I was not wrong. Look at that, look at that. I knew it. It's all about this yellow pop. Oh, it's like shadows. See? Oh, so into that. And then the echinacea, that's gotta be pretty too, right? And the lavender. So here's the lavender. I can get the label off. So here we go. Here's the lavender one. We'll push these fat quarters over. Yeah, we started doing fat quarters. If you guys have been on, see, look, we just got in science ones. We've been doing some mask making supplies lately because there's no other place in our neighborhood where the shop is for folks to walk to get sewing stuff. So we have them. Look at this. So this is the lavender. That's pretty. With that light blue, that's really nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then the echinacea, because we should look at all of that. So now we have 1 skein open of each kind. Car noise outside. Okay, here we go. And then this, oh, look at that. Like, that's beautiful. Look at those. Hello, hello, beautiful. Look at that yarn party. You want to take that home. You want to take that home for sure. 5 skeins of fingering weight yarn. That will so easily get you a sweater. And then you could do a fade and it would be gorgeous. Look at that. So, okay, so we've got, this is echinacea. This is the Astragalus. This is the ginseng, feverfew, and the lavender. So that's what those all are. Look how pretty. Oh man, you want those. I mean, like, I want them. So of course, like, if I want them, you need to have them. You should totally have them so I don't take them home. All right, here we go. Now, above the BFL, we have this really pretty Yak Blend. So, and these are all 50-gram hanks. And each 50-gram hank gets you 218 yards. And the blend that we're looking at is 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon. It's a 3-ply yarn. This colorway is sort of like a green and blue on the silvery yak base. This is called Dapper. So one of these will get you 1 sock. It will get you a pair of fingerless mittens, because fingerless mittens don't really take a whole ton of yarn. Next to Dapper, we have Dragon. So if you do want 2 socks, you should get 2 of these, unless you're doing little itty bitty ankle socks. And if you are doing itty bitty ankle socks, one of these is probably just fine. So this is Dragon. And then next to Dragon is Rivet. This is a pretty gray blue. And then on the other side of Dapper is this one. This is Octopod. I really like this. I think it's cool. Look at that. Looks kind of like a maple tree, really. But she's calling this one Octopod. And I have 3 of each of these. So 3 of each of these. This one is Bronzens. kind of like that pretty tangerine. You know, this looks kind of nice with this flame, this fire glow. I wonder if she did those around the same time. Anyway, and then this is Airship. Sometimes when you twist the hanks, it gets like a little extra bit. And that's all the yak base. And I gotta tell you, if you haven't knitted with yak, it is crazy soft, super soft aroma, and you want some. Then, and these are $15 each. So 30 for 2, which is still a really good deal. Then above the yak, we have 75% merino, 25% nylon. These are super wash. One skein does a pair of socks. And these all have short color repeats. So that means you can do some planned pulling effects. You could do stripes. I would say make a swatch and see how many stitches you get per color. And then you could like plan out and do some really cool, interesting effects. I saw an article once where somebody had done like an argyle effect just from like straight up crochet with yarn that had short color repeats. So you can make some really cool things. So each of these 100-gram skeins is 459 yards. It is superwash. This particular colorway is called Earthy. And also it is very soft. So this one is Earthy. Next to Earthy, we have Vintage Colorado. It's kind of interesting. So this is Vintage Colorado. Next to Vintage Colorado, I have just one of this colorway, which is called Birds Are Watching. And I really like the blue next to this lime green. And this is the last one of those. And then I have 2 of this one, which is Tangerine, which is all about these really pretty soft peachy oranges. And next to Tangerine, this is an artist-inspired colorway name. This one is Kleberg Contrast with Angel. That's kind of fun too. Like how the orange vibrates next to the green. It's really nice. Okay, and that is all our fingering weight yarn, and the merino hanks are $28 each. So we have 28, 25, 28 for these bad boys, and 15 each for the yak. Now moving on to thicker yarns. This is a worsted weight merino. The worsted weight merino is 100% superwash merino, 215 yards per 100 gram hank. And of course, also it is very soft, as merino is. This colorway here is the same as the one next to it. These are Vintage Landscape is what these are called. And again, it's like these really nice peachy colors. Like that's just really lovely. And there's 6 of those, so you can make a sweater. And then next to Vintage Landscape, we have Holly with an I, so Holli. Let's take this away from the yellow lamp so you can actually see the color. And then I've got 1 skein of a contrasting yellow, and this is the same yellow that's in the holly, so this one's called Contrast Holly. And the merino worsteds are $26 each. And then down on the below section, I have 1, 2, 3 colorways. So this one here is Theo Studies Shapes with Stuart. And so this is this really nice blue. Sort of like a broken blue with some oranges. That's really pretty. So this one, and then next to it is Limey Blues. Wow, look at that. That's pretty intense. I totally dig it. I really like that. Like that's very pleasing to look at. Okay, and then next to the Limey Blues, lastly, we have Modus Color Blocks with a Lipsky. That's what this one is called. So it's like a couple different shades of blue with this hot orange that goes through and a little bit of that nice pale apricot. And again, those are 26. And then in this middle section is this great bulky yarn, which is kind of like it's got the yardage of like a super bulky. These are 100-gram hanks, so you get 60 yards per. And she's calling this her marled bulky. And the colorways are really pretty. Like, I really like how the dye is so saturated on this particular base. And these guys are not expensive. They're only $22 each. Let's start at the bottom and go up. This is the same colorway. This is High Tea Lily. And look how lovely that is. This blendy bit right here, like, that's really nice. These are just lovely. And then next to the High Tea Lily, have a whole bunch of this, which is this rainbow eucalyptus. Look at that. See, and look where like the colors meet. Like, this is just really pretty. I love that. Really lovely. That's some great looking yarn. And above rainbow eucalyptus, this one I think is my favorite. This one, of course it is, you say. It's got reds and pinks in it. This one is called Flamethrower. So not only is it really pretty, but it's got a great name as well. Like, look at that. Like, isn't that pretty? Like, it's just really subtle. And this stuff is very squashy, smushy. It is 100% Peruvian Highland wool. You get 60 yards per 100-gram hank. It's not a superwash, so it will felt. So if you're looking to do like felted slippers or a felted bag, this would be a really good choice. And look how cool it is. Oh, I love this. And then next to it is Crepe Myrtle, which is like pink, purple, and green. And that is super fun too. Like, and look how smushy it is. Like, you just kind of, you want to smush it. We need smush-o-vision. Okay, here we go. Somebody invent that. Elon Musk, get on that. Smush-o-vision, please. And then next to that, we've got crabapple, which is like blue and this really nice spring green and sort of like a dusty purple. Look at that. Here's your crabapple. Love it. So pretty. And we've got a bunch of it. So it looks like I've got 4 skeins of crabapple. Okay, and then above the crabapple, we have this really pretty one. It's like pink and purple with blue, and this one's called Purple Smoke. And look at that. Isn't that lovely? And again, it's so smushy, and these colors are great. And it looks like we've got 4 skeins of Purple Smoke for all you purple and blue fans out there. This one is just perfect for you. And then next to Purple Smoke, we have Moody Orange, and I think there's only 3 of these. And see, it's got this bright tangerine that goes right through it. And next to the Moody Orange, we've got Spruce. So, and the Spruce is like a similar colorway actually to this Hydrangea blue. It looks like maybe they were dyed at the same time. But look at that, isn't that pretty? And it's interesting how the dye, the colors are similar, but look how different it is on the 2 different bases. Like, this is the skinny one. This is the big, fat, squishy one. Okay. And we've got quite a few of these blue spruce, and then next to it, we have Emperor. Look at that. So that's blue with orange, and that's really lovely. That's like a really nice contrasty looking yarn. And we have 4 of Emperor, it looks like. And then last but not least, we have the zebra worsted base, which is over here. And it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colorways of zebra worsted. And this is 100% Peruvian Highland. It's a non-superwash base. And it's a black and white Peruvian Highland, which gets like the really cool black marl bits in there, which are super fun. And this 2-ply yarn, you get 218 yards per skein. Each skein is 100 grams. This particular colorway with pink, blue, and tangerine is called Ace of Hearts. And then next to the Ace of Hearts, we have this lovely beauty, more blues and purples. And this one's called Chaste. Here's a pretty looking skein. Here's Chased. And then above Chased, this pale minty green is called Green Wattle, and it makes me think of like mint chocolate chip ice cream. So now I've made all of you hungry for mint chocolate chip ice cream. And then next to the Green Wattle is Bitter Berry, which is sort of like this deep aqua. Little bits of like hot pink thrown in. We have a few of those. And the zebra, so, all right, so the bulkies here, these are 22, and the zebra worsteds over here, these are only $26. There we go. So, and then above here, this rainbowy one is called Coosa Dogwood, is this rainbowy one, sort of like blue, green, orange, and yellow. And then next to it, this sort of like daylily colorway. This one is called Coral Bark. And that is it. And hanging on our coral bark is a little fish that Laura has crocheted up so you can see sort of how the marl works out in the zebra worsted. And this was done with the Coosa Dogwood colorway. So isn't that fun? So super pretty. So that is the end of our trunk show tour. If you have questions, you can send me an email at lovelyarns@gmail.com. You can find all the yarns on our website at lovelyarns.com/Black Cat Sisterhood. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And happy stitching!